This is a 10 Eyewitness News Special with Sandra Sully.
Good evening. We're coming to you live from the Blue Mountains tonight. I'm in Emma Parade at Wimmera, or what's left of it, right here where there are homes in ashes amid despair and devastation. And we're not alone. The heartbreak and anxiety from a deadly and devastating 36 hours stretches north to the Central Coast and south to the Southern Highlands. And we'll have comprehensive coverage of all of them in this special 90-minute edition of 10 Eyewitness News. But before that, this is Walter Linder, the first known victim of this tragedy. He died fighting hammer and tongs to save his home on beautiful Lake Munmora at the northern end of the Central Coast. We'll have his brave story in just a moment. But we're going to start here in the Blue Mountains, which has been cut deep, too deep to even gauge just yet. There are ruined homes as far as the eye can see. Some say it'll be hundreds lost. No one knows, in fact, for sure just yet. You see, they're still counting. Everywhere there are stories of loss and lives that are in ruins. It's a community that has been drained of its spirit and robbed of its hope. I'm here tonight with Zoe Ford and Ellie Southwood, along with Tim Bailey. Jessica Turner is covering the Central Coast. Christian de Garis is in the Southern Highlands, and Ali Donaldson is at the Rural Fire Service headquarters, and we'll check in with all of them throughout tonight's bulletin. To Zoe, though, you first. It's easy to see why these are our worst fires we've seen here in New South Wales in a decade.
Indeed it is, Sandra. I was up here last night and have been here all day today, and there are some very upsetting scenes indeed. I'm just going to show you behind me where the fire here at Wimmera came up the hill. You can see the blackened bush over there behind me, and just below it there is a house where the roof has just been lifted right off by the force of the fire. There's nothing left of that, just the shell of the house. Next door, the roof is still there, I suppose, but it's a crumpled mess in on itself. Both of those homes will have to be destroyed, and if only I could show you all the way down the street, because it is one after the other. There is every now and again a home on this side of the street that's been spared, but otherwise it's a row of houses that are going to have to be destroyed. But what I will say is for all of the devastation that we've seen up here today and all of the people that I've met, they're coping remarkably well.
This is my neighbour's house burning.
It only took a few minutes for flames to swallow Michael and Chris Leonard's dream home. They had every sprinkler on inside and every available hose spraying the outside. But how do you stop this?
There's about 5 houses around me gone now.
It's total devastation to me, but for me to have my husband here to be with, it's more than anything that I could ensure.
Michael and Chris only moved in 3 months ago. They proudly took these pictures of their beautiful mountain home on their iPhone. It is all they managed to save before they hitched a ride out of Yellow Rock with a neighbour.
We were driving through fireballs, we couldn't see where we were going. It was raining fire on us.
The Fulcher family home was destroyed too.
Amazingly, I went in this morning in the hallway and there was these 2 lots of photos here, another one like that, of the kids when they were young, and these were sitting on the wall in the hallway.
Oh, fantastic.
And the whole roof's come in.
Untouched.
Untouched. And a photograph, as a painting. My dear old aunt, when she was in retirement home, painted that. And that was still on the wall over here. Everything else was burned down around it, but that and the kids' photos.
Across the road, Jean Cooling's lost everything but the shed.
If I'd come back this morning and found my house like this, I would be devastated, but because we were here and got out with our lives, it's a completely different perspective.
The most striking thing about these fires is just how indiscriminate they've been and the random path they've taken through the bush here. Have a look at this house. You can see that the roof has imploded and the corrugated iron in there, it's like it's melted in half. And then just outside the house here, you can see a garden hose, as though the homeowner has stayed as long as it possibly could to fight the flames, then just had to drop it and run. But then just next door, you can see that house is absolutely fine. Some Blue Mountains locals aren't allowed home yet, and it's a tense wait for news.
We're fine. We've got each other. We could start again if it's gone, but we don't know if it's gone yet.
Others were allowed in briefly to rescue pets.
This is Ollie. He was down by the dam, just in some muddy water. We just laying low and Got a bit of a burn on, but should be all right.
Everyone you talk to up here has a story to tell. Ali Thrift and Christian Bassick are getting married tomorrow. Trouble is, everything for the big day was here, inside her parents' house.
We've lost the wedding dress, bridesmaid's dress, the tuxes, all like the table settings and all of that sort of stuff, so everything basically.
Nova Radio listeners came to the rescue with replacements for everything. After these dark days, a white wedding is just what this community needs.
And it is important to stress that the fire situation in this area in Winmalee is not yet over. We know that there is a fire burning around 2 kilometres away, according to the Rural Fire Service website and the app on the mobile phone. If you don't yet have it and you are in this area, it is a good thing to have a look at. And we've heard water bombers, the helicopters all afternoon, so still very much a situation that is evolving.
It sure is. Thank you, Ms.